Welcome back, class. This video will discuss your final two vocabulary words for this unit and how they apply to the unit as a whole, and we'll even discuss for the last time the essential question so that you know how to answer this to earn your 10 points for the learning log. Alright, so first we have the word figure. I've been saying this word ever since the first video of this unit, but figure is the depiction of the human body. It is, when we talk about the figure, we're talking about the human form and the human body. So it should be a word you probably already know, you just didn't know the exact definition. The reason I have these images here because I really like this large image down here that shows how, one way anyway, to start drawing the human form by drawing the actual angles of the body parts is just your basic stick figure, and then adding form, adding more shapes, some three-dimensionality to it, and of course refining it. And I really just want to hit on this refining because for your final project, for your final drawing, you are going to choose one of your 5 final drawings to refine, and you're not only going to refine it, but you're also going to add some kind of background, some kind of scene around it to help further convey that mood and that emotion. But this is essentially what a refined figure drawing should look like, obviously minus the facial details for some reason here. And actually really here are some more refined ones with the charcoal that you were all using. So this is neat again because it shows the human figure, the human form, from the most basic rudimentary steps, sequentially up to the most refined version of how you start with angles and then form and then refined and clean lines. So that's figure, the depiction of the human body. And again, please come back to this as a reference if you have any questions as to how to refine your final drawing. This will also be discussed, of course, in the instructional video after your entrance ticket. All right, going on to the next slide, though, I don't want to use up more time on that. So your final vocab word is unity. Unity is the elements of design working together. Now, the phrase working together should make sense to anyone. The phrase elements of design might raise an eyebrow where you may not know what that even means. Some of you may have learned that in elementary school, some maybe not, and that's fine. The elements of design refer to 7 different vocabulary words, if you will. See if I can get this right. Line, color, form, shape, texture, space, and value, which is the change from light to dark that helps to show form. It refers to those 7 things. So when any one of those 7 things works together, that creates unity. And by the way, you do not need to memorize those 7 things. I just want to give you some insight as to what elements of design means. So for example, if I'm repeating the same line, which is one of the elements of design, in the style of gesture drawing, then that's creating unity because everything in the artwork is created with that gesture line style. Unity can also be shapes, it can be different tints, it can be, like I said, lines, it can be sizes, like I said, any one of those elements of design. Of course, your final image will be unified by the refinement, by these very clean, what are called contour lines, but that is unity. I thought that was important to discuss when thinking about your final drawing and how to kind of unify and tie everything together, where everything in the art, in your drawing makes sense, it all relates to one another, and it all has a specific purpose and meaning to it. All right, so we talked about figure and unity, and then lastly, we are going to be taking everything that we learned about in all these slides, all the instructional videos, and all the phases of production for this unit to discuss this large overarching question: how do gesture drawings capture feeling, energy, movement, and action? Excuse me. And the answer to that is, I mean, obviously you have the pose of the figure will help capture the feeling. The actual motion and movement, the actual physical motion and movement can help capture that as well. The style of the line, remember we talked about whether you press light, so here's like a light style, whether you press a little bit more rough, a little bit more darker, actually more so down here actually. So you have the pose, you have the movement, the actual motion of the figures, the action and the movement basically hits on the action itself, and really even how your figure relates to the environment around it. I mean, I could draw someone sitting, but whether they're sitting on a park bench or they're sitting on a rock or they're sitting on their front steps or how they're relating to the background or even another figure around them. You can see this image with the 2 figures embracing each other and hugging each other. That helps to convey that feeling and that mood in the artwork. So all of those things really help tie it together. So don't just think about, if you're answering this in your learning log, you wouldn't just say the artist captures it by drawing it. That's not very clear, that's not insightful. Say something like, the artist would capture all these things by doing A, B, and C, all these things that we discussed. And always write as much as you can, the more the better, just to show that you really understand the question and that you processed all of this over the course of this unit. All right, so that is it. Please make sure you complete your entrance ticket at the end of this video. Once you're done that, watch the instructional video so you know how to specifically finish this unit to earn as many points as possible for the final project. All right, guys, thank you for your time, and I will see you all shortly in the instructional video. All right, bye, everyone.